you very much for the reminder. And Brian, welcome. Camilana, welcome.
Yang saya ngomong tadi.
The people are coming in now. We'll get one
Good
more.
morning, everyone.
Hi there.
So Dong-hee, you will start, right?
Okay, I will start.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm calling the meeting to order. We'll continue to let people in, but
Okay.
I'd like to turn the meeting over to Dong-hee. Yay!
Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. Finally, we have the digital aging webinar. So I guess no one applied the register because this is the summer vacation time, but there are many. I was very surprised. And then also the very appreciated this panelist is very unique, and then trying their best every country. So we are very appreciated panelists, and also we are the co-moderator, and then Professor Tribhuti Rajor. She's also very digital person. So we are continuing to talk the WhatsApp every day, something. So and then we will do the 30 minutes the webinar. So we will do the very fastly, and then the in the session we will have the discussion time. So Tribhuti, could you the welcome messages or the something what you say?
Thank you, Dong-hee. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining the ACAP webinar on digital aging. It is really our honor to have you all, and also our great thanks to Professor Catherine Brown, the president of ACAP, and Dr. Dong-hee Han, the director of Research Institute for the Better Living for the Elderly, Korea, for their supervision and collaboration. Thank you to ACAP family for their support as always. We are happy to 5 panelists from Japan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Taiwan, and Korea, from whom we will learn a lot based on their experiences in digital aging, which is very important issue in this era. To enhance the older person well-being, Dr. Dong-hee Han will introduce them to all of us again, along with University of Respati Indonesia. We welcome you to this wonderful webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, Tribhuti. And then we will invite Catherine Brown again. She is a really wonderful person to prepare the webinar, and also the support everything to do the webinar. So the Catherine Brown, please, could you tell some good message for all of us?
Yes, I'm so excited about tonight's webinar on digital aging. It is amazing to see many of my friends as speakers and here online with us tonight. And we're coming from all over the world. I think we have almost every continent, but not Antarctica, but many other continents. Thank you so much. And this is, ACAP does have members around the world. If you're not a member, we're happy to add you to our mailing list. Our organization is free, and our mission is to share friendship and best practices for active aging. We focus on Asia Pacific, but of course, active aging is happening everywhere. And we need to share across countries with each other to learn what we're doing. We do that through our bi-monthly bulletin, and we invite you to send an article, pictures, doesn't have to be long, pictures are important. And we have a monthly webinar, and our organization is free. So we have a website, and if you'd like to contribute to our bulletin, our deadlines are the 20th of every other month. So our next deadline is coming up, July 20. Our webinars include, well, we do one every month. This year it was, our August one is actually in July 30, but right now we are in, our July webinar is on digital aging, and we're going to hear from speakers from Indonesia, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, and Taiwan. I'm very excited about this. And then our next one is actually coming up on July 30, and it is being presented in conjunction with the Golden Age Foundation of Hong Kong, and they have their annual conference, and our webinar is called, Is Asia Ready for the 100-Year Life? And you'll see Takeo Ogawa, our founder, as is one of the speakers speaking about Fukuoka, the centenarian city. So I hope you can join us then as well. But for tonight, we have some wonderful speakers. I'm not going to do all the introductions, but I was just thrilled to see Noriko Kondo, someone that I met through ACAP many, many years ago. I'm so happy to see you here with us. And Tengku Eisenhamid is also an old friend and then new friends. Erisman and Dr. Park and Yang we remember from Chiang Mai. So it's just wonderful, wonderful to have you all here. I know that Dong-hee will do a better job introducing you, but I'm just thrilled that you're here with us tonight. So I'm not going to take any more time, so let's get on with the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Catherine. And then we will more the detailed introduction times each of the present, but just we are mixed now. So please raise your hand. Who is the panelist? So this time we invited a real practice from the older person from Japan, Noriko Kondo. And then also the government side from Indonesia, the Mr. Erisman. Yes, could you, Erisman is first name is last name is the same. Erisman. And then the academic side, we invited the Aizen from Malaysia. She is not connected yet. And then the professor Freshie Yang. Yang is the very good present for the why we need the digital aging for the active aging. And today we are very special the panelist from Korea. She is the preparations this October, the Geron Technology. So she is the president, and then she's really busy, but you know, this time our digital aging sessions, she is especially joined our ACAP webinar. So could you raise your hand?
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Now we start from the Noriko Kondo, and then I would like to Noriko Kondo introduce more detail. Noriko Kondo is also my old friend of over 30 years. She is the director of MPO School Associations, member of the several committee of government cabinet office and the Ministry of Internal Affairs and the Communications, also the Ministry of Health and the Labor and the Welfare. She is really hard work for all the people, and then showing why we need the digital aging, especially the Noriko Kondo, the English is excellent. So today we are very lucky to invite her our sessions. So Noriko Kondo, please switch on for you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Han. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. I made a video because I was not do it in a 15 minutes. So please watch my video. And I made a mistake that NPO is very small, only 20 members. And I supposed to told 70% of the member, but I said 70 members. I'm sorry. We just have a 20 and 70% is women. Okay, so let's share the video. And Okay. よいしょ。では。I hope you can. This is the. I'm afraid this is not the same picture that I just looked before. I'm so afraid this is not. Oh. How should I do?
No, that's very weird to get that picture there.
Yeah, the picture, the screen is not the same as the.
Oh, it looks like it's giving you some advertising.
Yeah. So, is that how should I cut this advertising
Oh,
paste?
exactly. Maybe.
Is
well,
that I just close it?
Don't you want to get to your PowerPoint? So maybe X out of that and see if you can find your PowerPoint on your screen.
I tried it again, and
if not,
I tried again.
there,
and,
there you are. I see you
yeah,
now.
but the I have to find the button to share the voice. Otherwise,
Oh.
you can hear my voice, I think. So, what should I do?
I think go out, and when you get to the share, go out, stop sharing. Stop sharing, and then when you share, before you open, there's a little button that says share your audio. So hit share, and then
That's
say
right.
Share my audio.
That's right.
It's at the bottom. It's at the bottom.
Yeah. I did I did okay before, so I'm so confused.
If it doesn't work, Taryn can run it for you.
Taryn, could you help?
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
I have the video on YouTube. Is that the same video?
I should send you the file. I'm sorry.
Oh, I think I have it.
Yeah, try Taryn.
No, I send you the link to the YouTube, but the video is not very good. I supposed to. It's so weird. Where is the? I'm sorry. Okay, let's try. I think you can't hear the voice, do you?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, we can hear you.
Do you hear the voice?
No.
Yes, I hear your voice.
But not your video voice.
Yeah, not your video.
Yeah. I have to set the button to real. I'm terribly sorry. So, okay, I changed. I am sorry. I made the video, but I couldn't find the button to do the audio. So I think I should do it for myself for using my PowerPoint. That'll be the last time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. So I tried very hard.
Well, this is the way it is with technology.
And
Sometimes it gets the better of us.
I tried very hard and I couldn't do it. It happens sometimes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so all right. So I gave up my video and yes,
Okay, we can see
Okay.
that.
yeah,
That's-
I will do it by myself.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
I'm sorry. I feel so sorry. Can you hear my voice?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, thank you very
Yes.
much for inviting me for the digital aging webinar. Today, I'd like to introduce our activities, how we support the elderly people to access the digital world in Japan. We NPO is a small NPO and only has 20 members. Therefore, we are working in cooperation with volunteer groups that are doing similar activities in Japan. We support the elderly people who bought or presented all PCs or smartphones by their family or friends, but they have difficulties to use those new digital tools of themselves. So yep, we learned many activities from US Senior Net, Wonlobank Korea, and US Complimenter. And we visit their home and we invite them to our home or public facilities such as community center or public libraries. We hold seminars and internet events that support the independence of the elderly and people with disabilities. In March, we hold a digital Hinamatsuri from 1997. Summer, we hold a digital Tanabata Festival with friends in Sendai City. Sendai City is the first senior PC volunteer activities started in 1998. I was a coordinator. My husband was transferred to Sendai City, so I lived there for 3 years. Sendai is famous for its beautiful Tanabata Festival in August. Hinamatsuri is a dolls festival. It is a traditional Japanese festival for girls on March 3rd. The reason I coordinated this event is the original member of our group is all women. So I wanted to do something for them to study and also study the latest information on digital technology and support system. So this year, we tried the first time in English Digital University for the first time. And I wanted to share the video and I made it through this, but I'm sorry, I couldn't share this. Maybe later on, I did it on YouTube. So please watch it later on. Thank you. I'm sorry. This is Mako. I've been friends for 40 years. She's a famous actress in Japan. And Masako Kamiya is now she's very famous for it. She's the oldest programmer, app developer in the world. And now she's very famous in Japan too. She is now 87 years. We hold a smart aging seminar twice a year. Last month, June 15th, we held the seminar to learn about the digital ambassador in Singapore. We invited Mr. Douglas Gold, director of Singapore Digital Office. Also, we invited Mr. Matsui from Japanese government. I would like to introduce their lecture shortly. Mr. Gold told us about their policy of digital for life and the great success of digital ambassador story. I was surprised over 100,000 digital ambassadors supported over 1,500,000 elderly people in 1 year. Miss Wong, 81 years old, stays alone after her husband passed away. She took a while to learn to use WeChat app to connect with her son who is in China for work. She was glad to send her first message and photo to his son. And Miss Shaw, she is the shop owner. They call hawkers in Singapore, maybe you know. She initially against the idea of adopting e-payment as she was not familiar with e-payment and thought her customers would not use it. After being persuaded to give it a try, Miss Shaw quickly realized how e-payment could save her time and convenience. Now she receives e-payment daily and grateful that digital ambassador convinced her to give e-government, e-payment a try. Mr. Matsui from MIC, Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communication, told us about their effort to eliminate the digital divide for the elderly. We call the project Dejikatsu, means digital exercise in Japanese. Ms. Wakamiya and I were a member of the committee of the MIC for many years. So this policy also referred to our many years of activities, I think. This is the current status of the digital divide in the elderly. As of September 2021, the elderly age over 65 population is 36.4 million, and the elderly population rate is 29.1% in Japan. Mr. Matsui said again, almost 60% age over 70 do not use smartphone or tablet in Japan. This is overview of Dejikatsu and mobile phone shop and local government held a free smartphone class for the elderly. Please read it later. There are two types of classes of Dejikatsu. One is the class supported in the mobile shop, and another is locally rooted support in the communication, such as social welfare council. Now, Digital Agency started the new project of the Digital Promotion Committee. The Digital Agency is the new government agency established last year. And this is a photo of the day from the website of the Digital Agency. Ms. Wakamiya is in the middle, and the Minister Makishima is on the right. She is cooperating in public relations activities as a representative of the Digital Promotion Committee. We will try to be a member anyway. Last year, we started new project, emergency training on the internet for digital learning for the elderly. Local and internet community collaborate for emergency training to create a mutual help system for natural disasters. Mr. Tsubota, you can see the picture on the left. Chairperson, he's my friend, and he's this project, and he was the former mayor of Wakabayashi Ward, Sendai City. Wakabayashi Ward was severely damaged by the tsunami caused by the Great East Japan earthquake 2011. Japan is the country with many natural disasters, such as earthquake, typhoons, heavy rains, and heavy snow. This week, we have many rains. There is a real emergency training in the community all over Japan. For example, disaster prevention drill, outdoor cooking practice. Those training is mainly conducted by local resident association and neighborhood associations. About 300,000 resident associations in Japan. Resident association is a mutual assistance and support system in the communities. After the war, young people left their hometown and got the job in the city. So post-war administration encouraged the formation of resident association in the area. We used to have the olden days Japanese communities had a strong local ties and bonds through festivals and shrines. But creating new bonds with the community is not easy. Participation in resident association is voluntary and not obligation due to the system. So the number of people, families in the city do not interact with the neighborhood has increased. So there are various problems such as loneliness have come to occur now in Japan. It's a very serious problem in Japan. This is a picture that the place I used to live in Yokohama. Now I'm back to the Kagawa because my husband retired. So we had a festival and like a morning exercise with children. So all training and events has been canceled due to the influence of COVID-19. The most of the resident association executives are in the 70s or 80s. They could not use the digital equipment such as Zoom or smartphone. So young people refrain from elderly in Japan. We thought we can do something for the resident association, especially the elder people in the association. So we started emergency training on the internet in 2021. This is the pamphlet and we made. You can, it's all in Japanese, but you can download from the website. For friends, family, resident association, and we study emergency communication board service and social media, Google Map, internet radio, also the translation app, because the many people who stays in the emergency room, the many foreign people come and they can't understand the Japanese. So we need those kind of applications. This is the how we do it. We already did for 4 times, and you can see the Zoom picture in the Zoom picture. And left side, Tokyo Harajuku Galaxy Store supported the lecture room in Tokyo, and right, KDDI shop supported to speaker from Sendai. So we all share information on BBS website, but I'm sorry, in Japanese. And this is final page, I'm sorry. And this is, you can see Dr. Yan's beautiful face. And this is how the Hinadan apps is translated into English and Chinese and Korean. And also you can play it in iPhone apps and Android. So if you can try, you can hear the voice of, in Chinese, Dr. Yan's friend, Miss Mooney. So please try. Thank you very much. I'm sorry in the trouble in the middle. I'm very sorry.
I know, no problem.
Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Noriko. The excellent
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
I hope that I'm sorry, but the time is okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, time is perfect.
It's okay.
And also, we
Excellent.
will upload the YouTube, your recording, and then also we are very appreciated the hard work 3 times make the YouTube and the PowerPoint. And I was very impressed with your preparations. And also comparing the 20 years, we tried to only make the bridge of digital divide, but now there is more the capacity, and then Noriko also developed the programs, disaster program by digital aging. So it is very unique programs. I hope to share. Okay, if you have any questions, we will do the in-depth sessions. We have the Q&A session. So at that time, please do, and also please write the chat corner. So we collecting your question. Okay, Trivedi, could you introduce the next speaker, please?
Thank you, Dr. May we start with the second session. It is about Kulantang. Kulantang is an application used for the elderly and their families to achieve active aging and quality of life for the elderly. It will be presented by Erisman. Erisman is graduated from Bogor Institute of Agriculture and Statistics, and recently being the director of the empowerment of elderly family and vulnerable families National Board of Population and Family Planning Indonesia. As I know, Irisman is one of the great leaders among the leaders in government sectors. Irisman, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Prof. Tribudi. Thank you for the opportunity to introduce Kulantang to the public, especially to the international forum. Kulantang is a part digital aging, especially for adult people. It's the theme this seminar, digital aging. Application Kulantang is very comprehensive application that is very powerful, mainly centering information, data, service, and program for adult people made in BKKBN in Indonesia. Kulantang is designed in two platforms, mobile-based Android and web-based. Although user can use it easily with mobile phone, it's better to use to that web-based person with computer for admin. Kulantang was created in 2020, which is already existed for 2 years. About 3 billion people have already access, but only around 100,000 register their account, which is still teeny, all small. We will keep promoting the application widely, including the stakeholder. Kulantang entered top 99 innovation application in Indonesia among 2,000 and more proposed. It is very easy to access Kulantang. Only open our Android and it will appear. Register, the older people can use the app calculator for adult people, such as ADL, Activity Daily Living, EADL, Instrumental Activity Daily Living, Happiness Index, Activity Aging Index, Disabilities Condition, Dementia level, for risk level, various data for Kulantang, as well as the statistics officer. For example, maybe including their comorbid condition, in the future we can get data on elderly people in Indonesia, even though in the world. We also plan to create Kulantang in 2 languages, Indonesian language and English language. Kulantang also has dashboard that show information to be analyzed further. I'm pleased to be invited to the seminar. Thank for organizer, host, and all speaker. I think it is very interesting to share the information and get information from all. Next, please, slide. Yes. This is, we can see the Indonesian elderly population data based on CBS data in 2021 about the elderly people in Indonesia is about 10.82% of data, and or 29.3 million elder people. The number of Indonesian elderly continues to increase. It was 9.92% in 22 and rose to 10.82% in 22. there are province exceed 10%. Next, please. Yeah, we can see that every 100 people productive age have support almost 70 older people. And then we know that there are 10.82% elderly population in Indonesia, almost 63.65% in 60 and up to 69 years old. Next, please. And about the access information technology and education in Indonesia, still in still in not enough. Yeah, shall postpone only for 41.6% access internet, 16.98%, and then access computer about 2.06%, and then average year school still under 540 years old. Senior high school, no, elementary high school. Next, please. Yeah, we know that only Indonesia have already entered the aging population, 10% more and more. About elder people more than 60 years old. Then we know that now we have a COVID pandemic, but the elderly people risk of COVID, especially activity will disturbing. Yeah, we provide the solution. Yeah, for the people, caregiver, family father, we have objective benefit from Golantang to achieve active aging, sosialisasi program of BKL, providing article, providing health indicator, consulting the elderly problem with the chat feature. Next, please. Yeah, Golantang application used for elderly. We hope the to achieve active aging and quality elderly. In the right side, we can see the kanal of Golantang. Next, please. Golantang made contribution with SDGs, especially for SDG number 3 and 17. Yeah. So number 3 is about good health and well-being, and 17 partners for good. Yeah, Golantang can be verified the information about this. Next. Yeah, Golantang application objective the Golantang is fostering the independence of the elderly caregiver, promote the activities program, increasing motivation and increasing participation, and the important thing is integrating data from government institution, from interrelated to the elderly. Yeah, many institution. Next. As we said before, Golantang have 2 platforms, yeah, website and Android. Next, yeah. Next. please. Yeah. Feature Golantang, so many. We can call the Golantang very comprehensive application for elderly people. There are article, tip elderly, infographic, 7 dimension of active aging, COVID, agenda, marketplace, game, long-term care, free elderly assistant, and then finding location BKL, nursing home, senior school, posyandu lansia, farmasi, hospital, public health center, and then the important thing, ADL, but must be registered. Happiness index, active aging, disable level, dementia level, body mass index, forest level, emotional level disorder, elderly welfare institution, live chat complaint, active agenda, marketplace, game, and many things others. Next, please. And then we have feature view application, home, about the home. We can see the figure, head calculator and article from Golantang, dashboard and marketplace from Golantang. Very comprehensive application. Next, please. Actually, we have application Lansia Tangguh in 2017, and we made Golantang in 2020. For Lansia Tangguh only one way, Golantang already two way. Next, and then we implementation, including adjustment during the pandemic. We delivering to the 7 dimension of the active aging and long-term care media, health status, use as entertain media, elevating knowledge and quality life of the elderly people. Next, please. This is data until from June 27. On almost 3 million people access the Golantang, and more than 5,000 the register Golantang. Content always update, and inquiry will be responded by the admin directly. Article and data will be provided by the Golantang provincial representative, and we have now next we have integrated with other stakeholder in each unit utilization. Next, langsung. In Golantang, we still show the regulation, collaboration, improvisation, regulation, BKKBN and other institution, collaboration with other institution like internal, external, improvisation with human resources, then upgrade our knowledge. Next. I think finally, thank you for this chain, for the presentation. Thank you. I think it is enough here. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Karisma. Excellent presentation, and it looks that quite comprehensive. Kulantang is an application used for the elderly and their families to achieve active aging and quality of the elderly. In addition, Kulantang also disseminates by family-based development for the elderly program, including articles related to elderly, the existence of health indication, and can be used as personal health calculation of the elderly and consultation feature for the elderly. And you also mentioned that Kulantang will be improved by regulation, collaboration, and achievement. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please give applause to Erisman. Ladies and gentlemen, we start with the third session. The third session will be the digital on the road for active aging Malaysia, how older people becoming digital literate, that will be presented by Professor Dr. Aisan Hamid. Professor Dr. Aisan Hamid is a professor who are very prominent in Malaysia. Professor Tengku Aisan Hamid is a professor in gerontology and social policy as the founding director of the Institute of Gerontology in 2002, Malaysian Research Institute on Aging, University Putra Malaysia, Serdang, Selangor. She has sat in the National Division and Consultative Council for Older Person, Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development, and the Technical Committee on the Health of Older Person, Ministry of Health, Malaysia, since their inception in 1999 and 1997, respectively. She has been an independent director of the private pension administrator board since 2019. I think Professor Aisan is quite famous worldwide. Professor Aisan, time is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, ACAP, for inviting me to share this session on the role of digital technology in active aging in Malaysia. Tarin, can you help me with this screen?
Can you see your slides on my screen?
You can see my slides.
Oh, I'm asking, can you see my screen with your slides?
I can see my slide on the screen right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my computer.
Okay.
So,
can we move to the second one? Yeah. Can we move to the second slide? Okay. My content of my presentation today will be on a brief overview of demographic aging in Malaysia, enabling policy for technology adoption, technology usage and services, digital technology's role for active aging in Malaysia. Next, please, Tarin. Okay, when you talk about demographic aging in Malaysia, in terms of population, we have in terms of the distribution of population, currently in 2020, we have 71% of our population live in urban areas, and we have 65 years and over makes up about 2.2 million, which is over slightly over than 2 million, slightly over than 7% of the population. And the average household size for Malaysia now is 3.8%, and the TFR in 2020 is 1.7. So we are shrinking and we have longer life expectancy. And if you look at the distribution of Peninsular Malaysia and Sabah and Sarawak, the population distribution is very sparse, is location specific, and mostly the older person are in the peninsular Malaysia. Next, please. Okay, in terms of life expectancy, as like any other countries, we are increasing our life expectancy from the birth in Malaysia in 2020. Now the life expectancy is about 77 years old, and if you look at life expectancy at age 60 for men, they have another about 18 years or 19 years to live after retirement, and for women, of course, we have about 22 years of life after retirement, because our retirement age is at 60 right now. Next. So in terms of the enabling policy for technology adoption, we have from the global perspective, the ICT support and APEC ICT documentation in terms of support of using ICT to support population aging. And at the ASEAN level, we also have the ASEAN ICT Master Plan, which also covers not only which also covers all the population wide, but also touches some elements for the aging population. Next. In the context of Malaysia, we have several policies that are being that is already in place to look at the Malaysian digital, yeah. And in the policies that we have, the digital lifestyle of Malaysia, we have elements that are looking into the issues of utilization or empowering the elderly through the ICT technology and transforming the golden years with digital solutions and connecting seniors to a digital future. Most of these activities are documented as a policy initiative, but these activities are conducted with the support of the private sector. For example, connecting seniors to a digital future is supported by the Red Tone. Empowering the elderly through Yellow Heart, it is a program that is being with the DG telecommunication companies, and in the transforming the golden age with digital solutions, it is provided by Telecom Malaysia. Okay, next please. And if you look at the information on technology usage and services among Malaysians, many of these data do not actually segregate in terms of age. Yeah, very few of the data, national statistics, looks at the distribution of population of aged users in the data sets. Yeah, but what is available in terms of the services and access to services, we have actually about a high percentage of our population are using computers and smartphones and also the internet, and we also have a lot of our citizens are looking at the other services, and also right now we have very few of our citizens are using landline. So in the sense of looking, and the others is TV and so on. And if you look at the top internet activities for Malaysians, we look at participating in a shop network. They are also doing what do you call they are doing shopping and interaction, and also usage for internet, WhatsApp, and then also in terms of addressing the software application. Yeah, in terms of the mobile phones, the ownership of the mobile phone is very high. this really actually speed up during the COVID-19, because all of us had to register with the Ministry of Health to do tracking for COVID. So all of us had to actually be on mobile, be using smartphone for detection and traction. And if you look at the usage in terms of Malaysia as a whole, urban and rural Malaysians, more or less the same percentage usage of the mobile phones. Next, please. And then if you look at technology adoption among older Malaysians, the top 5 activities are participating in social network, also doing looking at the what you call services, and also looking at product services, and also the last one is interacting. Yeah, so in the sense that if you look at this, you really looking at more of personal usage, and also looking at the information seeking behavior of the population. Yeah, next. Okay, and I think this is the only, I think, from the latest census, the latest survey on technology adoption in Malaysia, we have here in terms of the 3-year track of the usage of the technology adoption. And if we look at the 60 plus, if you look at the 50 to 54 and above, there is actually an increase in the usage of technology adoption among the elderly, if among the older ages. Yeah, if you look at the 50 plus to 50 to 54, 50 to 59, and 60 plus, and the usage in 2021 actually surpasses for the 60 plus. If you look at this 2021 data, it really is a huge jump in the adoption of technology from 1920. 1920 it was only 57%, but in 1921 it is 83%. So it's just really a huge jump in the adoption of technology by age. If you look at this data, and the internet used by strata, we would see here there's a lot of there is actually a balance or slightly more usage of the internet in the urban areas compared to the rural areas, but there is an increasing trend in this usage. Thank you. Next, please. In the handphone survey in Malaysia, the technology adoption among older person in 2021 was 94%, and for 65 years and over is 82%. So there is already an increment in the trend of handphone usage. And as I said earlier, this is due also to the requirement for all citizens to register with the Ministry of Health during the COVID-19 incidents to outbreaks to do the tracking, and also doing some vaccination appointments and things like that. So it somehow pushes the citizens to adopt technology as fast as they can, so that because it is a requirement during the COVID, before the open era, that everywhere we go we have to register and show our Sejahtera record, and before we can enter any place of in the public. For example, if you want to go to the shops and things like that, we need to show our Sejahtera record with and the status of our COVID. So that actually promote the adoption, technology adoption among older person as well. Next, please. Okay, I think this is a repeat. Next, please. Okay, and in terms of the digital technology role for active aging, here I'm sharing a program that we did that we developed in 2007 And this program is now independent of us, of the institute, and we have created a group of older person to be in charge of this program because they have a proper association in terms of which is registered with the Registrar of Society, and the association is called Persatuan Pembelajaran Sepanjang Hayat U3A Selangor and Kuala Lumpur. So all of the members in this organization are older person, and they are the one who now execute the programs, and we at the institute are just an advisor to them, because we felt that we have to empower the older person themselves to be running the program, and for we have been doing it for more than 10 years now in terms of helping them to develop, and they are a superb group of older person who does everything from arranging the classes to searching for the instructors and so on. So we had to change the delivery of methodology during COVID-19. And during COVID-19, there was really a high level of stress among the older person, because they are used to coming face-to-face classes, and suddenly when COVID hit, they were at home and things like that. And of course, in terms of policy-wise, they do the Malaysian government that really do not allow older person to leave the house to be in the open space and things like that during the peak of COVID. So that makes the older person quite depressed and things like that. And the group felt that they had to change the methodology of delivering the classes that they have used to being face to face. So what they did was they interacted with us to do a quick training of the trainers for the online classes. We had to train the instructors, and we also had to train the older person themselves to be online, because before this, only older person that are taking digital technology classes in the program are exposed to the digital technology, but those people who did not join the classes were not exposed to digital technology. So in that aspect, then the older person themselves who has taken the digital technology classes were savvy enough to teach their colleagues in terms of what to do, to go online, to use the smartphone and things like that. So these activities were conducted, I think, that about 6 weeks, I think, before they had a proper online classes, and the association bought license to Zoom and things like that to initiate the class for the U3A classes. So in the sense that when the first after they did the training, and when the first few weeks of the class, there were not many people who were willing to attend, because they're not used to having online classes. They don't see their friends, and they don't see the teachers and things like that in person, and cannot interact personally. So they felt rather strange. But as time goes on now, and in the last week of my conversation with them, many of the participants of the U3A classes now do not want to go back into the face-to-face teaching methodology anymore, because they felt that they don't have to drive to class and things like that, and they are free at home and things, and that actually helps them to also reach out to more people to register for their classes. So after the initial hesitation, now all classes are conducted online through Zoom, and the digital skills learned is used in other areas of their life. Okay, for example, here I had some pictures of some classes here. They also learn ukulele online. They also do arts online and all that. So there's a lot of things that they have turned into a digital space for learning for older person themselves. And also it was a learning experience for the instructors to really teach using technology as a medium to reach out to their students in the class. Okay.
Okay,
Next,
excuse me, Aizen, the time, please check.
too long. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I'll move. I'll move.
All right, all right.
Okay, sorry. I got a few more slides. Can I go to a few more slides quickly? Okay. Tarin, can you move to the next slide? And this one, we had the university to community initiative. And then we have all the digital technology role in health, vaccination, doctors on call and things like that, and fall detection and all that are digitalized. Next. Next, please. Okay, and also the digital role in social interaction and also shopping. So in conclusion, then COVID-19 pushed technology developments and usage, policy context hastened transformation to become tech-savvy citizens, lifelong learning initiative and programs implemented by self-help group, NGO, private sector, collaboration with government, policies has seen positive impact on usage, and it has actually makes the older person more active in terms of involving in the social world through digital technology. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Aisan. It's quite excellent. Big applause to Professor Aisan. May I conclude that the digital on the role for active aging in Malaysia, it seemed that all older people becoming digitally literate.
Yes.
And also the role in the generational support, especially in the third university, as we know in Indonesia as Sekolah Lansia, and the improvement of older person in active aging and also well-being. Again, thank you very much, Professor Aisan. We learned a lot from you.
Okay. Thank you. And then we have the two panelists, the very important panelists. One is the digital aging as an essential component of active aging in Taiwan. The other one is the germ technology for the active aging. So I would like to introduce the Professor Yang Pei Shan. She is the professor at the National Taiwan University Department of Social Work. And then she has done a lot of the meaningful jobs, the long-term care and the welfare for the elderly and the qualitative research and the social work integrated service model. And then recently she is very interesting in the dementia-friendly community network. And mostly the digital aging people talking about the engineering, but she especially emphasized the digital aging is the very important component for the active aging. So we invited her these sessions. So I will give the time for the Professor Yang Pei Shan, please.
Thank you very much for inviting me to this very important and informative group. And I would like to add a little bit more introduction of myself because Taiwan is the so-called technology island or technology nation. So the government actually has spent a lot of effort in designing many digital programs, especially as the previous lecturer, Professor Aisan said that COVID-19 actually gave a hard push for promoting digital literacy in all citizens. But I think for digital aging as a main policy direction, it still needs a lot of efforts, because many of the programs, even though on the surface it's designed for all the citizens, but primarily it's the younger generations. They take advantage more of the educational programs. So that's the situation in Taiwan overall. And I'm also the current board member of the Taiwan Rehabilitative Engineering and Assistive Technology Society. And I was a founding member and a board member of the association, TREATS. And so since the startup of the association in 2011, I have been very active in promoting digital aging. And then later on, I will share with you the research project I have done and the results. Next, please. Digital age, as we all know, is right now with us. And in terms of population, at the end of last year, the proportion of elderly population is over 15% of all the population. And it is projected to reach 20% in 2025. So the speed of population aging is very fast. In a sense that we are running short of manpower in a lot of sectors in various industries. Therefore, technology plays the important role in all sectors and industries in the society. Digital age is also known as information age. Especially we talk a lot about social media. Social media has changed people's lives. For example, internet, email, Facebook, chat box, and the line. The evolution of technology in daily life and social organization has led to the social evolution. Next, please. My research started like similarly as everyone of the group. We started from active aging, and then using the framework of active aging, I took a step further to have this hypothesis that digital aging must be a very important and a key component of active aging, especially facing forward to a greater percentage of elderly in the population. So I started researching on digital aging. Firstly, I did a literature review and published my article in international journal. And the results.
你先走啦，拜拜。
Sorry, somebody is talking. Okay, the results show that there are three key pillars of digital aging as an essential component of active aging. These three pillars, number one, as we mentioned, senior information literacy skills are very important. So we have a lot of educational programs. Number two is ICT knowledge. So we will have more and more knowledge and products and the availability of ICT products. But besides that, we have the third pillar, that is supportive networks and the services. For example, a lot of ICT products have already been designed, but the engineers, they have no knowledge about elderly adults, older adults. So they their design cannot meet the elderly's needs perfectly. So we need a lot of supportive networks and services in between elderly people and technology. Next, please. And this is the article that I mentioned, published in International Journal of Liberal Arts and the Social Sciences. Next, please. As I mentioned, I started the research using the framework, WHO framework of active aging, the three main pillars as participation, health, and the security. Next. And for digital aging as an essential component of active aging, we also found three important key pillars. That's, as I mentioned, senior information literacy, ICT knowledge, and supportive network and the services. Next, please. In Taiwan, the social media, the most popular social media for elders is LINE. Even though it's a Japanese app, but it's I think most popular in Taiwan. We have about 70% of the population in Taiwan using LINE. So it's I have found that there are two factors which made LINE so popular. One is because LINE is free, and the other is more important to show its importance in social connection, because everybody uses LINE. If you don't use LINE, then you'll be somehow an outcast from your family friends. Okay, and also we can have a lot of speakers, as I showed you in the slide. And now we use LINE phone. We watch movies online. We play games. And now, since like last year, more and more people using cashless payment since the start of COVID. So LINE Pay is getting very trendy. Next, please. And I'm so glad to meet Professor Park today on this forum. Because Gerion technology is also a main mission of mine. Gerion technology, as we all know, it combines gerontology and technology. And it tackles issues related to ambitions and needs of older people in the environment and the aging process itself. I'm glad that next, please. I'm glad that the World Congress of Gerion Technology is coming again. But in Taiwan, we hosted the 2014 World Conference of Gerion Technology. And the theme at that time was cultural and the social diversity in Gerion technology. And I just checked that this year's conference in Korea, the theme is related to AI. So we see the progress of this topic. The main themes, I just include a few here to show the audience. First is health and self-esteem. The second is housing and daily activities. Next. And communication and governance. So the public governance and business governance are both important. The fourth one is mobility and transport. And the fifth one, work and leisure. Next.
Dr. Young, I think you're frozen. Is anyone else frozen? No. Oh, Brian, you're not frozen. I can see you, but
she's the only one.
She's the only one frozen. Don't know what to do. Maybe she fell off.
Maybe the loss of connectivity.
Oh,
She's gone now.
okay.
She'll be
Her
back
connection,
soon.
probably problems with her connection.
Well, the technology is not perfect, but it
Yes.
certainly is helpful for keeping in touch with each other.
Right. All the time.
Here she
Oh,
comes
see-
back.
Yeah.
Dr. Yang, I see you're connecting again to audio. Hopefully it will work this time. Are you back? There you are. Okay, now you're
I'm
on.
sorry, I don't know what happened. Okay,
Okay.
suddenly I was kicked out. Okay, next, please. Now I'd like to show you a few examples. The first one is the first one is about health. We have a lot of health programs online. This one is particularly for middle-aged and older persons to do physical fitness programs. Okay, next, please. And the next is on nutrition. And this video is publicized by the National Health Institute. They have this a plate program, and each meal you can set up the portion on this plate. Then we can make sure that the elders have adequate and proper nutrition for every meal. Next, please. And this one is for personal security, especially for living alone elders, because the government is very concerned about the increasing number of elderly living alone. So they have, in each county, they have commissioned a private company to set up the system for all elderly people, but in particular, elders living alone. So in case they need any services or, in particular, we add on more like a mobile monitor system. If they fall, for example, if they have laid down on one particular spot without moving for more than an hour, then the rescue team would just go immediately. Okay, next. Next slide, please. I'd like to show you Jubo. Jubo is a smart care service company which I helped start up. It was initiated from Ministry of Science and Technology research project at National Taiwan University, in which I was a founding member. Then the Ministry of Science and Technology helped us to launch this research project into a spin-off startup company. And now Jubo, the company, has become one of the largest smart care system in the Taiwanese long-term care system. We started helping the institutional care sector, and now we have moved on to the community care as well as home care sectors. Next, please. Next, please. Okay, and we have witnessed more and more revolutions in the future, but I have encountered still many obstacles. So I believe that we still need to do a lot of advocacy for the general population to believe that elderly people can benefit, and also through a lot of continuous and lifelong learning programs, elderly people can really learn to become a very smart in using smart devices. Okay, and also as the theme of my presentation, I will still conclude with the same belief that digital aging plays an important and essential role in active aging. So I believe it, and I hope everyone in the society will be together with us in believing this. And we have a lot of actions that we can take now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes,
you very
we
much.
all.
감사합니다.
Thank you. Yeah. And then we trust your whole things. And then because the time limited, I will running to the next speaker, the last speaker, the Professor Park Young-nan. She's a lot of the long beta, but I will introduce two important things. She is professor, the Department of Silver Industry, Gangnam University in Korea, very famous in Korea, and also the vice president of the International Society of Gerontechnology and the chair of organizing the community of the 13th World Conference of Gerontechnology. And also she has done a lot of international and then domestic area, the working about the gerontechnology. Okay, time is for you.
Thank you. I'm afraid we are way behind our program. So can I use 15 minutes or should I have like 10 minutes? Reduce my...
Could you do that 10 minutes, please?
Okay, I'll try to do it as fast as I can. Well, I'd like to first of all say thank you for inviting me to ACAP webinar, because I know that you have been working really hard to advocate for the human rights of the older persons. So I'm very privileged to make a presentation today about the experiences of the Korea on active aging and digital aging. Gerontechnology, I'm so glad that Dr. Yang just introduced the concept and also even defined gerontechnology for me. So my presentation is giving you a little bit of background on gerontechnology and then going to what's going on in Korea at this point. So some of you may know that ISG is part of the research network of the IAGG, which is the International Association of Gerontology and Geriatrics. And it is a field of applied research and development on technology for older people and aging. And it started first about 30 years ago in Netherlands. And it's a very multidisciplinary field of research, including both engineering and physiological and psychological dimensions of aging. ISG has a mission to encourage and promote technological innovation in products and services to address older people's ambitions and needs, informed by scientific knowledge of aging processes and cultural and individual differences. So the value of the ISGG is on innovative technology, which will maintain independence and equality, also support well-being and health as defined by the WHO. It helps to realize individual and collective social ambitions and needs of the older people, and also enhance dignity and support caregivers. So it's very much an essential element of active aging, as was just mentioned. So gerontechnology is not just about technology, but it's about designing of the environment and technology for older people, and has a very the emphasis on independent living and social participation. So the application domains as was already explained by Professor Yang. And the goal of the German technology is satisfaction and enjoyment of the older persons, preventing the frailty and aging of older people. So the compensation and care support are all very important goals of the technology in German technology. So the ISG publishes this journal, which is open to the public, and you can find many good articles on the topic related to the life of the older persons, especially on accessibility, acceptance, usability, and effectiveness of technology. And you can see these pictures are actually the relatives of the researchers who work in this field. And I was lucky to go to Denmark a few years ago to actually see this device, which was put on the journal. So I just wanted to share that with you. Professor Su, who is the IT director of ISG, recently analyzed what was published in the journal for the past 5 years. And as you can see on the screen, 1/4 of the research focuses on monitoring of vital signs, behaviors, patterns, and platforms for health. And then the research is on technology assistance for everyday lives for older adults and caregivers, and also interventions for enhancing physical and cognitive abilities. So these are some of the main themes that the researchers have been working on, and lately there are some more interest on robots for senior care as well. So we have 9 chapters so far, and Korea became the 8th chapter in 2018. We have people from different disciplines, and I was thinking maybe ACAP could be the new chapter for the ISG. And the chapters are divided not just in like a country level, but we have like cultural levels, the language. So there are different groups, and there is some more interest in creating the chapters. So if you are interested, I think you can also become one chapter of the ISG. So since 1991, we have been having biannual conferences, and the 13th conference will be in October in Daegu. And as you can remember, in 2013, we had the IAGG conference in Korea, which the topic was digital aging. And this year we have a German technology in the era of artificial intelligence. So Korea, as many of you know already, one of the fastest aging country in the whole world. And right now we have about 16% of the population who are over 65, but 50 plus will be half of the total population just within 10 years. So this is an amazing phenomenon which we are experiencing in Korea right now. And I'm one of the baby boomers who are born between 1953, right after the Korean War. So this is, we have like less than 1.0 fertility rate. So this is escalating the speed of the aging. And since 1981, the Korean government has been creating different legal instruments and different policies to meet the challenges of the older population. And we have long-term care insurance, and we also have Dementia Management Act. And lately we have like Retirement Preparation Support Act. So the government is really trying to help the individuals and the business sectors to meet the challenges of aging in Korea. And since 2016, as many of you know, that the AlphaGo game of the Google was played in Seoul. So AI has become quite popular in Korea, and the Korean government has been doing much work on creating this research and development projects related to big data and also artificial intelligence. And with the COVID-19, we have the Korean New Deal, which emphasize more developments in the projects related to digital platform. So in social service fields, like in other countries, you can see new technologies being introduced for different purposes. And all of a sudden, we are interested in smart care and digital care with this COVID-19. And even young social workers, they are using metaverse system to provide some programs in their own agencies. And the Korean government is also providing IoT services to older people who are living by themselves. There are different public health centers, dementia prevention centers, and senior centers where they have new devices which are introduced for functional games and also physical training as well. So you can see all these different robots and different tablet programs, and also AI speakers, social robots for older people. And we have different platforms providing different services for older people as well. And I just put on a picture of our moderator. I think her research institute is one of the pioneering research institute, which is working to advocate for the digital rights of the older persons. And the metropolitan government also provides digital aging training programs for older people in Korean society. And we have National Rehabilitation Center where they are focused on developing care robots with the big research funds. And there have been some research done on the effectiveness of introducing these new types of intervention programs with digital programs. And we can see that these devices really help older people alleviate depression and loneliness, and also increase their satisfaction with the leisure activities as well. So these are some of very innovative and big changes happening in Korea, but there are so many challenges that we are facing as well. And last year in UN, they announced digital equity for all ages as the main theme of the UN International Day of Older Persons. And in Korea, there's a big gap between medical care and social care. And there are many projects, but they're quite segregated. And also we have many provider-driven projects. And there are many people who have limited access and limiting purchasing power. So there are so many things that we need to work together. And also we need to sort of train more people who could be ICT savvy in the field as well. So what we need at this point is creating sustainable ecosystem for digital welfare. And in order to do that, we need to reconstruct the way we work in many of the social service organizations. And we need to come up with more digitally competent social service practitioners as well. Digital gap by age group is also very significant in Korea, as was mentioned by many of the previous speakers. So this is another area that we are working together. And last year we had this ASEM seminar on human rights of the older persons. And we had a small training on innovative ways to protect and improve the human rights of older people in the era of digital transformation. And there were about 15 countries participating. I'm really hoping that we can continue to work on this project together. And ISGG is working with WHO on collaboration and assistive technologies. And the session will be open in October in Korea to see where we are at this point. So I just wanted to conclude that digital aging is a very critical element of active aging, as most of the previous speakers emphasized. And so I think there are a lot of things that we can do together. And this is my end of presentation. And I'd like to see many of you in Korea. We'll have both online and offline program in October. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And
normally I don't speak this fast.
but only 10 minutes, but excellent. And then everyone please come in October. More information are there. So.
Yes, we will do.
Okay. So Dini, and did you correct some questions? These sessions?
No.
No, there is no question.
No chat.
No chat. Okay. So
Yeah.
we promised the 1 hour second.
Donkey, there is
Yes.
a question from
All right.
Balkrishna in terms of she wants Dr. Park to explain more about robot service for older people.
And the Professor Park, please.
Okay. The robots are very new and they're not really advanced
Ada
yet.
pertanyaan.
But in Korea, we have different types of robots. Most popular one are the ones that I just showed you on the screen. They're small robots shaped in different shapes. And there's one popular robot called Hyodor, which literally means it's a filial piety doll. And they can speak. And also if you touch their hands or their ears, they play different functions. So they will tell you when to take the medication, and they can sing with you, and they can even read your Bibles or things like that. So the older people who are living by themselves, also they have sensors which monitor their activities. So data are gathered, and so it's like a companion robot for older people. So this private company makes this doll, and many of the municipal governments, they would purchase these dolls to provide at this point to lower income elderly people who are living by themselves. So, but there are different types of little robots. And recently there was one nursing home where adopted a delivery robot, so that the caregivers, they don't have to take trays to everybody, but these robots are delivering in nursing homes. And I think Japan has more advanced robots than Korea. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And then I think the time is over. So appreciated you're really joining the ACAP webinar, and then I appreciated from Asaka also joined this the webinar, also very not the Asia, the whole of the world. And then I just say the health, and then happy summer, and then don't forget all the people is changed, and our society also changed. So digital aging and the geron technology is we need for our active aging. So thank you very much.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Donkey.
Yes.
So many people requested the materials. Can we access the materials? I mean the presentation from the web. I think so many people, so many participants would like to get all the materials. Thank you.
Okay. So
again,
maybe Karin,
and thank
Karin
you.
will help
Thank you so
us.
much.
Yeah. Okay. And then Catherine, we take the photo. Is it okay?
Yes,
So
everybody
your face,
show
please.
your face, please. Everybody show your face, and we'll.
And then we shoot the 5 times. moving.
Okay.
Okay. So I will take a picture for you.
Okay.
All right.
Mariko, let's see you.
Yeah, make a kimchi.
Okay.
Kimchi.
And then I will move to one more. Say kimchi.
Kimchi.
One more pages.
Okay.
Say kimchi. Okay, finish. All right. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you for
Bye
hosting.
bye. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
On the
Thank you,
30th of July.
Donnie. Thank you, Prof.
Mr. Erisman, thank you. Thank you so much.
Prof. Takeo.
Bye bye.